believe that burned all the buildings down through here.
Oh, so it was in 1928 that burned all this down.
Yeah, everything burned. That's why you don't see any wood. The only thing left was cement. And they think, well, it had windows. You could see where the windows, but they had curtains, and they used to use candles. So they thought maybe the wind had blown the,
A gust of wind
into the curtain, and it all burned up.
So this was a warehouse. Was this a multi-story warehouse?
Yes.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. And if they had candles burning with the drapes drawn and it caught fire through the wind,
The whole thing.
and then it just went through this tiny little town.
Yeah.
And that's the old general store.
Right, that's the
on the
store,
other.
my dad's store over there. We used to play down here. That used to be our playground. You see those bricks down there at the end?
Yeah.
That's the lowest part we could find these kids. We put the bricks there and we could jump in and out.
Those bricks right there.
I said it once and I'll say it again. This must have been a great place to grow up.
It was, we didn't have electricity or running water, but we didn't know any different. When we moved to Tombstone, we had running water. Oh wow, electricity. That was.
And over there is the backside of the caretaker's house. This is the backside of the store.
Right. We'll go over there. Okay.
Now, how big was this little town? Other than 1,500 people, I meant like acreage-wise.
Oh, I couldn't tell you. I don't really know.
If you don't include the mines, I would say 2 miles by a mile.
No, it was bigger because you had buildings. You had a theater.
Oh,
You had a Chinese restaurant.
Wow.
All kinds of stuff.
But because of that fire, it took out a lot of the buildings.
Yeah, but they rebuilt it afterwards. Just different.
So
Right.
was this like the main street?
Yes, this was the main street. It was called Hi-Lonesome, and on the north side it went all the way to Bisbee. And they called it Hi-Lonesome because it was high and lonesome there in the trails.
Oh, that makes good sense. Oh, God. Boy, there's just so many stories here.
That's an old miner's cabin. I own that property all over there. That's never had electricity or water to it.
Oh, there's that stone structure.
Yeah, that's at Assayer's office.
Assayer's office.
And I owned all this where the fenced-in areas are. These were all buildings, stuff like that. The old Chinaman used to live here. He had a house here, and when he died,
It's still recording.
like 68, 69, they
There's
went
some
into his
foundation
shed
here.
and they found dried up lizards and all kinds of stuff in there. And they found a check from the Chinese government for something like $268,000, something like that. And the guy lived like an old homeless guy, but he had the Chinese restaurant here and all kinds of good stuff he had here.
So you can get a real good view of where the railroad bed came in. All along up there. And that was the main railroad coming in. And you can still see there's a couple more mines up there.
Yeah, and the turntable
Literally
was
all over.
there, the left.
And what are these two buildings over on our right?
These are my cabins. I own them too, and I use them for storage.
Okay.
Use them for storage. I own all this land on both sides. And these cabins were miners' cabins also, and it doesn't have water to it, or I took the transformer, I was paying electricity for it. I just use it for storage, old furniture, stuff like that.
Oh, here's another foundation.
Yeah, this was Maria Caldera. She was a good friend of my mom. She had a big house and a big porch around the side. Real nice people. I always say I'm going to come in and metal detect in there.
So, peoples of the Shire, as you watch this video, do us all a favor. See that sign right there that says, keep out. No trespasso. Okay? Respect Joe's property. Respect his wishes. Don't come in here unannounced and start breaking stuff up, graffiti, stealing shit, and, metal detecting without permission. The man's generous. He's a decent host. Ask him. Talk to him. I'm sure he's fine with people coming out here doing stuff, but let him know it's his property. Don't just come out and violate it. Be respectful, damn it. Or me and my brother will come find you. All right, I'm going to hand the camera back to Tim because I'm not good at this. He tells me I'm not good at it. So.
Hey, it's not that you're not good at it. It's just that you're not good at it. What he's saying, if you can't hear him, that brick building up there is the old S.G.O.C.C office. Oh, that didn't help. There we go. It's kind of hard to focus in and get a good picture with him moving, but that brick building right there is the old S.G.O.C.C office.
Assayers.
Assayer or Assayer?
Assayer.
Tomato, okay? Yeah. And I bet, have you had a chance to metal detect around there?
No, I haven't.
Because I've heard that sometimes you can find old scales and stuff that they just threw and they get buried over time.
Right.
So, that's a little bothersome. That white truck that's passed us.
I know, that's going up.
He's going up into the mine.
I think that's one of the owners that go up there. They go up and get the wolfenite that I was telling you about.
Yeah.
Oh, I lost the white truck.
It's, there's a road that goes
Yeah,
up and
dips
down.
down.
It's right over here, Jim.
It's a hard area to get up in there. That's why I don't go up in there anymore.
Wolfenite's got some value to it.
Oh, yeah.
See it now, Jim?
Yeah, but I'm trying to catch it on the camera and I don't. Oh, there it is.
Kind of a beat up old Toyota.
Yeah, I got him on 10 times.
He might be continuing. Yeah, wolfenite, once you find a vein of wolfenite, you can stay on it. Well,
He's going to these other mines. That's that road I told you about.
yeah.
Well, he's on video now. Yeah, I went 20 times zoom on it. There's an old ranch road down that way. Oh, let me get a close up at this sign so people can respect it.
They just want to make sure you're safe and not, make sure you got water, especially in the summer, stuff like that. You don't fall into the pit. And that's mainly what all the signs are for. Keep honest people honest.
Yeah, it's tough to do these days. They'll smile at your face, shake your hand, and say, hey, no problem, off the ground.
Yeah, unfortunately, too many people don't have integrity.
My brother and I were very lucky. Our father raised us with a measure of character and integrity that simply can't be bought and can't be broke.
Right.
If we say it, we mean it. And we follow through with it. That's why getting us to agree on anything is so difficult. McDermott, Nevada. And we did the oldest building up there that straddles the Oregon-Nevada border when I was a contractor. And it was an 80 by 50 foot building. The basement was a butcher shop, and they would butcher all the cattle there because it was adjacent to the Indian reservation, the Paiute Indian reservation. And then the second floor was a saloon with the state line going right through the middle of the saloon.
Oh, wow.
And then the second floor, which would have been the third floor, was a motel.
Oh.
And when we got there, the floors were all cattywampus. Couldn't open or close any of the windows or doors. We got done, and we brought in 4 60-ton jacks. Jacked the old girl back up, beat to death an old cast iron boiler system that had rotted all the beams, replaced all the beams with glue lams, put 2 shear walls in. We really did a number. We were there for 6 months. And when we were done, you could roll a marble from one end of the hallway to the other, and it wouldn't track left or right. It goes arrow straight. All the original windows and doors open and close perfectly, and it's still there, still up.
Oh, wow.
And it's said that it was the oldest building, the last building that Butch and Sundance were known to have stayed in before they fled the United States. Because the Winnemucca Wells Fargo was the last bank they robbed.
They robbed. Oh, wow.
And
That's near us.
When I see old buildings like this, okay, and you happen to mention a region right from the get-go that his old dry goods were all up here. Was the basement a butcher shop, or did they keep the meats down in the basement?
They kept the meats and tobaccos. He had his own butcher shop there, and people would bring in cows, and they'd give him part of the cow, and then give the rest of the cow, and he'd sell some. But he had his own butcher shop also.
See, back in the day, it was all about a lot of it was bartering. A lot of people don't understand.
Yeah.
You didn't spend that much. I mean, people didn't have really money.
No.
So you bartered with goods and services.
He had a ledger, and I still have it in Tucson, and the ledger that put their names down and see how much they owed, and every month or every 2 weeks they'd come in and pay him something or barter, like you say. Yeah. And that's a lot of the stuff that came out of the store. He'd barter for it. I got an old 410 shotgun that somebody had bartered for him,
Is there still anything left in the debris and stuff you were unable to go through?
No. I have a pool table in Tucson, just a few other things.
Because I can imagine there's stuff littered all around underneath all this rubble that you were unable to dig out.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, that looks like an old refrigeration unit.
Yeah, beer unit, old stove. Yeah, the stove.
Yeah, the roof caved in.
Yeah, they used to have a lot of their dances here.
Oh, wow, you can see the basement.
Yeah.
May I step in a little more?
Yeah, just be careful.
Oh, yeah. If I fall in, come get me.
I will.
I'll have my brother come get me if I fall in. I'm not going any further than right here. But the basement's down there, and that's where you keep the cool goods.
Right.
Tobacco, meats, wines.
Yeah, because they'd have the train bring in grapes.
Oh, it's an old fireplace.
And the kids would all stomp out of wine, and then
That's a nice view of the old fireplace. Yeah. And the vents that you have on the outside of it. Have you ever thought about cleaning this up? And
I did, but it takes so much money. I don't,
Yeah, if you bring a backhoe in, Tim, and dumpsters, you're looking at $60,000.
Oh yeah, easy.
Well, I wasn't thinking about bringing dumpsters in. I just being nosy.
Get it back to where it's just foundation and walls where you can actually access it. It's going to cost $60,000.
Oh yeah.
And with that basement underneath the whole thing, I would imagine that it'd be dangerous trying to do it just by hand.
Well, like I said, I buried some blasting caps in there too, so.
Yeah, you'd have to use it.
Oh, and one wrong, boom!
Yeah, the whole thing would go up. Because people would come in and go in the basement, and I tell them, please don't go in the basement.
How would they get in the basement?
There was a back door back there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, don't do that, people. It's rude. Not to mention you get your ass blown up, which is karma in my opinion, and you kind of earned it.
And biggest of all, it's not your property.
Yeah, always ask permission. When my brother and I first came out here, and we didn't know anybody out here, we did not step foot on any of the property.
My dad had a gas pump out here, and somebody backed up to it and cut the bolts.
And took it?
Yeah.
Wow, that is an old door.
Yeah, I made the door because people were breaking in to make a wrought iron, keep people out. And I think that's the only thing holding this wall up.
Oh, it's the iron door?
Yeah.
And it looks like you had a nice little tree limb fall down.
Yeah, this used to be my old tree because I'd play out here on the porch, and I couldn't get to the other side. So see that old bed frame back up in there? I put a bed frame here to crawl up there, and the tree grew around the bed frame.
Oh, you can barely see the bed frame.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that makes sense. And being boys,
Yeah.
we're a little more dangerous than girls.
Yeah.
We'll take some chances.
Exactly.
And what was this building across the way?
Those, the post office, the Chinese restaurant was over here, the theater.
Okay. Awesome. And that's the main wash right there, people.
Right.
Well, we do appreciate the tour and everything you've shown us. This is awesome.
That's why I'm here.
And it's the first Saturday of every month.
Correct.
All right. All right, this is going to finish up our little round trip.
Folks, again, if you're going to come out here to Gleason and visit and explore stuff, first Saturday of every month, talk to Joe. Don't just come out here and start bombing through the place. It's not right. Show some respect, integrity, and character. Talk to the man. He's very generous. He has already showed through this video. He's willing to take people out. He's a font of information. So respect that. Respect his property and his place. Alrighty? More to follow from Adventuring with the S.G.O.C.C. Remember to like, share, and subscribe.
Comment. Don't forget to comment. We'd like to hear from our viewers.
And lastly, this has been a Fun Brothers production.